team Spurs in an interconference battle here at the AT&T Center in San Antonio. So much excitement as we tip off the season. Steve, as a player, did you get butterflies on opening night?
No, Kevin, I remember my rookie year, that first game. We were playing the New York Knicks, led by Patrick Ewing. I mean, the butterflies were flying. And even in my last season, the 14th season, the butterflies were the same. There's something about opening night. It's just special. And no matter whether you're a rookie or you've been in the league 14, 15 years, those butterflies still kick in.
And it tells me you love the game, Steve, even as much your last season as you did in your first season.
And I think it also, Kevin, to add to that, you respect your opponent even in year 14, 15.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's check out who's on the floor, courtesy of Gatorade. Taking a look at the 76ers. Anthony Davis is out there with Chamberlain. Then it's Drexler. Then there's Irving. And it's Johnson in at the 1 spot.
Yeah, well, I mean, once he gets the ball, it's just off to the races.
And you have to like the punctuation at the end of it. Great individual play.
West kicks to Duncan. Over Davis. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
Yeah, the quiet intensity that Duncan brings, just incredible. He's a consistent force whose teammates really look up to.
This is his first free throw of the game.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And the first one drops. And so Duncan nails them both.
And for the Spurs, they're still finding ways to improve the roster, but you can never really replace a Tim Duncan.
Now here's Drexler. A little over a minute gone here in the first quarter. Good work defensively by Carter.
Yeah, the aggressive D inside leads to a missed opportunity there.
You know, he had terrific position, does a good job of affecting the shot without fouling.
West against Johnson. Johnson with the block. And now here's Johnson, the fast break chance. Here's Drexler. No good, shot missing. And San Antonio will go the other way with it. Their last meeting was in Philadelphia, where they were unable to fight off the 76ers.
And, you know, this can happen on the road. You're out defending guys who have just gotten into a comfort zone playing at home.
Well, you have to have an aggressive mindset, and you have to try to disrupt their rhythm.
Long range from the inbound. The Spurs rebound. Lays it up off the glass.
And Duncan just superb when he gets in close to the basket. Has a number of moves to choose from, and that soft, delicate touch near the rim.
Now here's Johnson. He kicks it to Drexler. Down low. And Magic Johnson, the bucket on the assist by Chamberlain.
And of all the attributes, one thing that sometimes gets overlooked with Chamberlain is the court vision. Makes a great read there.
Releases from 15, and it's wide right. Hits off the rim.
And this is a guy that can get you stops. Aggressive on the defensive end.
Also doing a good job of tracking the ball, contesting the mid-range jumper as well.
And the 76ers with some changes. Ewing comes in for Chamberlain. And Carmelo Anthony is subbed in for Anthony Davis. If you're just tuning in, we've played about 2.5 minutes here in the first. From deep, Drexler drains the three-pointer. Drexler's got 6.
Heating up early on. This is exactly how he wanted to start the night.
Well, he has the ability to get you off on the right foot. Now it's just about sustaining it.
Now, here is Havlicek, and it's good for 2.
And guys, Havlicek in a nutshell. Just constant motion, unparalleled stamina. This guy will wear you out.
Poked away. There's a minute left in the first quarter. And the dunk by Duncan.
And that's the classic 1-2 punch right there. I mean, nice steal. And then how about the elevation, Kevin, on the finish?
And Greg, nothing spurs some quick offense like a great play defensively.
When your defense translates into offense, it's a beautiful thing.
Count the basket. 6 points for Johnson.
And when you have this kind of size as a point guard, what a tremendous advantage. Magic can really match up with all 5 positions.
Now here's Duncan. Down it goes, his third basket. He's now 3 for 4. 34 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Johnson right side. Tries it from 19. A rebound by the Spurs.
And that was an easy one there, just a missed opportunity.
If you give it to him, he'll take that shot every time down the floor. I'm sure he's kicking himself.
Here's Kuzma. He's guarded by Johnson. Shot clock at 5. Pierce for 3. And the 3 ball is good.
What focus from the veteran Pierce. Nothing shakes this guy when he's going up with his jumper.
We've got more NBA basketball coming your way in just a minute. And thanks again for tuning in. If you're just joining us, we've played through 1 quarter of action so far. And taking a look at San Antonio's performance here, what do you think they've been doing or not doing?
Boy, I tell you, it didn't take them long to find their rhythm. Strong offense through 1.
Yeah, their scoring's been on point. They've got the early lead. Always feels good when that happens.
There's a real art, isn't there, Steve, to drawing charges? Who are some of the best at doing that you see now on a game-to-game basis?
You know, DeMarcus Cousins stands out because he's a center. You're used to seeing centers block shots.
Right.
But he can get in position and take charges. Draymond Green loves to take charges. Kemba Walker does it from the point guard position. Marcus Smart, Patrick Beverly. Those are some of the names, and the list goes on and on.
And those guys are tough guys, too. They have a toughness, grit factor about them.
Yeah, you got to have that, Kevin, if you're going to bounce your head off the floor.
Taking a look at the 76ers. Petrovic is out there with Kyrie Irving. Then there's Ewing. Then it's Anthony. And it's Rodman in at the 3.
He's just one of those guys who just knows how to generate offense regardless of the situation.
Here's Green after the made shot from Carmelo Anthony. And now the fast break. Anthony with the ball. Irving can't hit. Green against Anthony. Ball's knocked loose. Stolen by Ewing. Unloads from 13. And he battles for the ball and gets the second chance bucket.
And this is what it's all about, guys. The competitive spirit, the energy that we're seeing. This one's got the feeling like it's going to go down to the wire.
I'm loving this one. It's been back and forth with these lead changes. It's probably going to just come down to who has the ball last. Serve and the defense there. He makes a terrific read.
Irving with the ball. Kicks it to Ewing. Pass to Rodman. Fires the 3. But they'll get another chance. It's stolen. Pierce against Rodman. Kuzma from down in the low post. It goes.
I tell you, Kuzma is pretty crafty down there on the block. Has that sense of how to score in traffic.
Here's Irving. Up and in, off to an efficient start. 2 for 3 from the field. And San Antonio calls the first timeout of the game. Some changes for Philadelphia. Chamberlain's checked in for Ewing. Anthony Davis comes in for Anthony. And it's Johnson in for Petrovic. Last game for the Spurs. They pick up the W against the Grizzlies in Memphis. Here's McGrady. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle and 2 shots coming up. That one on Davis. San Antonio shooting their 3rd and 4th free throw shots of the night.
McGrady at the line for 2.
And he makes the first. Tim Duncan, he's checked in for Green. Irving's checked in for Philadelphia. Drexler comes in for Irving. And McGrady drops them both. And here in the second quarter of action with a hair under 2.5 minutes played so far. On the wing, Johnson. Over West. Johnson can't get it to go.
And you see why his reputation is so strong defensively. He allows no separation.
And so many defenses are not designed to take away the mid-range jumper, but he's given nothing away.
He gets that one. Drexler's got the game tied up here for Philadelphia.
And he runs the floor with a purpose that time. Excellent play.
You know what? And a late reaction by the transition D takes it himself uncontested.
From the wing. Rebound by Yao.
Unfortunately for him, the defense is slow to react, but he couldn't make them pay.
And Duncan throws it down hard.
Yeah, and you got to respect the size McGrady has. Easily seen over the defense there to spot the open man.
Drexler kicks to Johnson. Just under 3.5 minutes played here in the second quarter. And 2 shots coming up at the line as he gets fouled on the shot.
Really the right play defensively. If you can't block, force him to the line.
Philadelphia shooting their first shots of the night from the charity stripe. The first one falls.
The great thing about Anthony Davis, he's efficient. He shoots a great percentage from the field and from the line, and he doesn't turn it over. It's a luxury to have a big man who can shoot free throws this way.
Now here is Carter. And here in the second quarter of action as we approach 4 minutes played. Duncan left side over Drexler. And Duncan gets it to go on the assist by Carter. And that's 12 points for Duncan.
And when they've gone to him, he has come through big time. You got to keep getting him touches.
Here's Carter. And he banks in the layup. Carter's got the lead up to 4 now for the Spurs.
It was clear that the defender wanted no part of that play after he exploded towards the bucket.
Here's Davis. Drops it in from 14 feet away. Davis has got 4 this quarter.
With that great length, quick off the floor, AD rising above to knock it in from mid-range.
And a close game so far through the first 2 quarters as we reach halftime. Spurs lead by 2. It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thanks a lot. Paul, break it down for me at both ends of the floor so far tonight.
All right, David, thank you. And stay with us, folks. We'll be back just after halftime to get the third quarter started.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Ernie Johnson here with Shaq and Ken. What a start for Tim Duncan. He had 12 points and 2 rebounds. Kenny, what was your take on San Antonio?
Well, their reserves showed up tonight. Not just on hustle plays, but in points. And that's what you got to do coming off the bench to maximize your minutes.
Shaq, what'd you think about Philadelphia?
Well, they're not matching up well defensively, giving up a lot of open looks, a lot of easy points. They're allowing a crazy high shooting percentage, 60% and up. Tom.
And that does it for our halftime show. We now take you back to Kevin Harlan for the start of the third period.
And if you're just joining us, we've played through the first half in a game that's been fairly even so far. An exceptional performance from Tim Duncan.
And through 2 quarters, surprising how aggressive he was offensively.
Yeah, he's a guy who likes to let the game come to him. He really pushed the action. We'll see if that continues here in the second half.
They've got Tracy McGrady. Duncan is out there with Yao. Then there's West. And it's Carter in at the 2 spot. So that's who Greg Popovich starts the second half with. And so it's West with it. He brings it up for the San Antonio Spurs. Next game for him, they'll take on the Raptors at Toronto. And that one will start off a 3-game road trip for the team. Carter, the pass to Duncan. Back to Carter. Shot clock at 6. Lets it go with a 3. Chamberlain with the rebound.
Just enough coverage to bother that three-point attempt.
And Davis gets it to go. Smitty, there are a lot of funny guys that play in pro sports, and the NBA is no exception now and in the past. Who would you say is the funniest guy you ever played with?
Yeah, a couple guys, Kevin. There's some funny guys. I think one that stands out as far as just being a straight comedian, had guys laughing, was Ken Norman. And I think there's another guy that was extremely funny, but he wasn't trying to be funny, was Dikembe Mutombo. Some of the things Dikembe would say and do, it was just hilarious, and he wasn't trying to be funny.
That's good from Johnson. San Antonio making a switch here. Walton's checked in. And both free throws good for Johnson.
And at the line, it's all about consistency with him. His routine, his stroke, it never wavers.
West outside. Blanketed by the D. He fights to the rim for the layup.
And look at how quick he was to bite on the pump fake. Left his feet way too soon.
Drexler kicks to Johnson. Poke loose. Here's Carter. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle and 2 shots coming up.
Yeah, Carter just a freak of nature. One of the best dunkers the game has ever seen. A top-tier shooting guard who just embraces the spotlight.
So it's both teams making substitutions here. And that's good as he hits both of his shots. Just over a minute and a half have passed here in the third quarter. Pierce against Irving. Pass to Ewing. He kicks it to Rodman.
And checking out some numbers for Irving. He's coming off an excellent season. 7th in free throw percentage, and he ranked in the top 15 in points per game. One of the league's premier offensive threats.
And again, you gotta love his commitment to excellence. He owns the free throw line. It's truly an impact part of his game.
And as a free throw shooter, Rodman has his challenges. One of those guys who almost shoots a better percentage from the field.
Havlicek, he's checked in for Vince Carter. 1:58 left here in the third quarter. Pierce against Anthony. Outside Pierce. And the shot clock expires. 24-second violation. A chance here to take a moment and compare the front court and back court scoring on the night for the 76ers.
And it's been guard play, which really has shouldered the burden offensively here. They'd like a bit more production from the front court, but in the meantime, this backcourt has kept them in the game.
Now, here is Irving. Defense right on him. Anthony in the corner. Shot from the wing. Here's Rodman, and then Rodman with the dunk.
And putting in the work on the boards, and it's paying off with chances like that.
And Gia, he does put in the work. You're right. It's why he's on the finishing end of one putback slam after another.
He just never gives up on any play, any shot. He's always battling in the paint. He's one of the best at that position.
Here's Kuzma, covered by Irving. Again, the miss by the Spurs. The 76ers leading by 4. Pass to Ewing. Back to Irving. Here's Petrovic, covered by Havlicek. And the pass to Rodman. Outside Irving. Connects from three-point range. Irving's got 7 points in the game.
Man, it is tough holding down Kyrie. Smooth release on that shot.
Pass to Pierce. Over Rodman. That's good, and the 76ers lead is cut down now to just 5 on the bucket from Pierce.
When you have space like he did there, you never go with the fadeaway jumper. He has to attack the rim next time.
Irving surveying the floor. Right wing. Here's Petrovic. And that's out of bounds. Philadelphia will retain possession. And we've watched 3 so far in this one. 76ers ahead, leading by 5. And do not... And a chance right now to show you our State Farm assist of the game.
And he sliced the D wide open with this feed. They had no chance to prevent that basket.
Creating plays for others, it's an art form, but it's also a discipline. Fantastic job.
Well, what a terrific game it's been so far, with this fourth quarter sure to bring more pressure-packed basketball. On the court for Philadelphia to start the fourth. Irving is out there with Davis. Then it's Johnson. Then there's Chamberlain. And it's Drexler in at the shooting guard. '76ers on defense, leading by 5.
And McGrady has an impressive vertical there, showing once again with how well he dunks the basketball.
And here's Drexler. Kicks it to Johnson. Over Carter. And he buries that one, drilling the rim on the way down. And the 76ers lead by 5. Duncan outside. Passes it to Carter. Over Drexler. And Carter with the basket on the assist from Duncan. And it's 9 points for Vince Carter. The 76ers leading by 3. Drexler outside. And it goes out of bounds. That one off West. And now a chance to see what's coming up for Philadelphia. On Thursday, they'll head back home to host the Miami Heat. And then on Saturday, they'll go up against C.J. McCollum and the Portland Trail Blazers.
And for that matchup with the Thunder, I think they know how important it is to see how they measure up against the cream of the crop in the West. I'm looking for them to approach it like this is a playoff matchup.
On the clock. Here's Drexler. Second chance shot. In deep. Chamberlain drops it in.
And I'll tell you, the combination of agility, wingspan, and stamina, very difficult to keep Wilt from scoring off those misses.
To the middle. Shot is good, and the 76ers lead is cut down to 3 points on the bucket from West.
Big-time basket there on the inside. I mean, he had to get that one up and over the big guy.
So much riding on that possession. Just a huge shot. What determination on that play.
But here's the problem. No one's got the strength to move Wilt off his spot, and no one has the height to challenge the shot at its point of release.
Drexler against Carter. Down low. And that one's good. Yow!
And you got to appreciate the skill set Ming brings to the table. Knows no one can match up against them and simply lofting these inside shots up and in.
Here's Davis, and it's good off the back of the rim and in.
They needed that bucket. The aggression of AD when he senses a big moment, not something you can teach.
Carter against Drexler. Drexler with the steal. One-on-one fast break. Again, Philadelphia.
And that couldn't have gone better for them right there. Forget about playing it safe. They're looking to finish this thing off in style.
Carter, the pass to West. For those just joining us, fourth quarter here. We're just over 2.5 minutes into it. Drains the three-pointer.
And that's what you get when you combine the range and just his overall confidence. Mr. Outside.
They get a hand on it, and it's going to be out of bounds. The Spurs will take it. Spurs trail by 4. Carter with it, and Drexler picking him up. .105 left here in the fourth quarter. McGrady kicks to Carter. Back to McGrady. West passes to Yao. Here's Duncan. The Spurs need to get a shot off here. Shot clock at 2. A shot by McGrady, no good. And it's Davis with the ball for the 76ers. 4-point game. Count that one.
And you have to appreciate the aggression. Nice work inside.
Time called here. The Spurs decide to talk it over. They're trailing by 6. There's 39 seconds left in the game. What's your take, guys?
I mean, tough position, but really they can't blame anybody but themselves.
They've certainly missed on some opportunities, but stranger things have happened. They need a quick shot and an immediate foul right here.
And now let's present our Jordan Player of the Game, Magic Johnson.
Yeah, and his percentage from the field tonight, just amazing. He hadn't just been gunning. He's been picking his spots, and you need that kind of patience and discipline to shoot as well as he had.
Johnson against West. Over Johnson. And, yep, finally drops after rolling around the rim.
And how about the lift West gets on his shot? Leaning back just a touch. Very difficult to contest.
Now the 76ers with it. They lead by 4. 5-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock. And he commits the intentional foul. First free throw is good, and that puts them up by 5. So he gets them both, and it's a 6-point ball game.
And that will add to a healthy lead after that trip to the free throw line.
San Antonio calls timeout. They're trailing by 6. There's 25 seconds left in the fourth quarter. There's 25 seconds left to play in the final quarter.
And McGrady, as accomplished a mid-range shooter as we have in the game, keeps that high release point on the jump shot.
And they foul intentionally. That's what they have to do at this point.
And you know what? Smart foul. You got to try and extend the game.
He hits the first one, and that puts them up by 5. So he goes 2 for 2 at the line, and it's a 6-point ball game. We've got 22 seconds left to play here in the fourth. Carter against Drexler. Carter outside. No good on the 3. And that's an intentional foul.
That's his first personal foul. Shooting for Philadelphia, Julius Erving. Taking 2 shots.
Now, gentlemen, 2 shots. Loose shots.
He drops the first one, and that makes it a 7-point lead.
And guys, it's crazy. He really was a late bloomer. You know, Irving didn't have the big-time amateur career you hear about with some stars, but boy, he's more than made up for it.
Here's Kuzi. Missed. So the 76ers win it. They came in here and took care of business like they were the home team.
And Kevin, how about the mental toughness that this group showed?